I can control the button myself. Who control the good afternoon, students. You are welcome to CSC COS 101 for this week. You'll be having us today. We are dealing with input devices. You will remember I told you last week that we will especially be dealing with input devices. We have discussed major issues surrounding giving us a good foundation. And today, we want to discuss different types of input devices and that are used to feed different type of data into computer systems. Well, you will ask a simple question: what is input device, or what are input devices? Input device is a device which is used to enter or feed data into computer system. Anything that can enable you to supply some information or data into computer system is seen as input device. Look around, you will see keyboard, mouse, scanner, microphone. Simple example or common example around us that we can see. What is the function of input device? Well, input device accept the data from the outside world. That is, if you want to key in some information, that data is with you. If you are using keyboard, for example, you must punch those data on the keyboard before it will go into the computer system. So the input device accepts those information. Microphone, for example, we accept your voice and transfer it to digital voice that the computer can understand. Convert that data into computer coded information. Then the input device will convert that data to what the system can make use. Supplies this data to central processing unit for further processing. It is when the input or the data supplied by the input device is in a format that computer can work on. It is then that it can be fed into central processing unit, which further process the data. We classify input devices into the following classification. We have standard input device, which we know. An example of that is keyboard, is standard. You see that every computer system is enabled by keyboard. Tablet is enabled by keyboard, whether soft keyboard or hard keyboard. That is keyboard common to computing devices. Well, you have pointing device or pointing devices. Pointing devices. These are devices that you can use to execute some program on computer system by pointing and clicking on those programs. You have mouse, trackball, joystick, light pen, touch screen, and so on and so forth. Then lastly, you have special input device. This special input device take what seemingly you think cannot be accepted by computer, made it acceptable to computer system. Microphone. It makes it possible for human being to talk to computer, and computer will receive that as input. Scanner. The paper that has been written can be scanned, turned to digital digital document that can be stored or processed with the computer. You also have camera. Camera can pick an object, the image of an object, and that image ordinarily may not be very useful to computer, but can be converted to a digital form that the computer can operate on. So input devices are classified into three: standard input device, pointing device, and special input devices. And we have example of this. Keyboard is the example for standard input device. Pointing devices, we have mouse, joystick, light pen, and special input devices, you have microphone, camera, and others. Now, let's begin with standard input device. We have the keyboard. Keyboard is the most commonly used input device in digital ecosystems. It is similar to typewriter, which is used to enter data in the computer. It contains sets of keys, such as alphabets, number, and special character or special signs. There are two types of keyboard: central purpose or general purpose keyboard and special purpose keyboards. These are two types of keyboard that are available. General purpose keyboard now. These are standard keyboards which are used in personal computers. It contains enough keys which are used in all types of applications. So they are known as general purpose keyboard. Most popular general purpose keyboard contain 101 keys. The general purpose keyboards are divided into two parts. First part, alphanumeric keypad. When we say alphanumeric keypad, it means it contains alphabets and number. this centered part of the keyboard is known as alphanumeric. It contains alphabets, numbers, special signs such as the star, those ones that are listed there, @ sign, $sign, percentage sign, and so on and so forth. All these parts that contain the alphanumeric key parts. This is an example of a computer keyboard that you see. You can see in the keyboard, it contains alphabets, it contains number, and it contains this special character and some other functional keys that can help you to navigate computer system. Numeric keypad. The rightmost part of the keyboard is known as numeric keypad. It contains 0 to 9 numbers and mathematical signs such as plus, star, which is meant for multiplication, minus, or slash. Mainly used for fast data entry in mathematical applications. We have arrow keys, a set of 4 keys, up, down, left, and right. If you go back to our keyboard, you will see the arrow point up, point down, west, and east. This is the arrow keys. We use it to navigate among the informations and others. They are used to move the cursor at left and right, or up and down on the screen. They are referred to as cursor controlled or cursor movement keys. Anywhere you want to move, you use the arrow keys to move the cursor there. D, function key. The first line of the keyboard contains a set of 12 keys with the name F1 to F2 are known as F1 to F12. That should be 12, please. They are known as function key, used to generate shortcuts in different software packages. Special keys. Well, these are a lot of keys that are used for some specific purpose, task, which are described as follows. Tab for use for given multiple space or move the cursor to next defined position. They say you tab the document. To move your cursor through multiple space. Enter, used for generate the output of any command. When you issue a command at the keyboard, you strike the enter key to produce output. Space, used to make one blank space between two words. It creates space between words. Backspace is used to remove the leftmost character at cursor position. You can use that. Delete, used to remove the rightmost character at cursor position. Home, move the cursor to the beginning of the line. End, move cursor at the end of the line. You have page up, which moves or scroll the screen up or previous page of the current document. Page down also do the opposite of page up. Move the screen to the next page from the current display page. These are special characters, and you find them on the system to do whatsoever they do. You just see them a little above the arrow keys, just at the topmost part of the numeric part. Print screen. It used to print what is currently displayed on the screen. And insert, used to enter text between two characters. You insert some text. ESC, used to negate current commands or terminate the execution of the program, of a program. Alt, used to expand the functionality of keyboard, basically used to generate shortcuts in different applications. Ctrl, used to expand the functionality of keyboard, basically used to generate shortcuts in different applications. Numlock is used to on or off the numeric pad. When you want the numeric pad on, you put that on. When you want it off, put that off. The caps lock also used to type all input text in capital letter. We say it capitalizes your alphabet. Special purpose keyboard now. Special purpose keyboard is used for special purpose applications which require faster data entry and rapid interaction with the computer system. For example, ATM use in banks use special purpose keyboard which contain a few keys. If you look at the ATM, what you find there mostly is the numeric part, the part that work along with the ATM, what actually you want to do, not as in case of computer that has a number of keys. You have the numeric parts and also to accept and so and so forth. Very few number and what to be done. We refer to such keyboard as special purpose keyboard. Now, let's come to pointing device. Pointing device. Mouse, a small handheld device or input device, which is generally used for drawing purpose. It is a pointing device, and you can use it to pick some buttons. It contains 2 or 3 buttons. Left button is used to point out or select any item by clicking. Right to the left button is used to point out or select any item by clicking. The right button to generate context menu. When user move mouse across flat surface, the graphic cursor move on the screen. Graphic cursor contain variety of symbols such as arrow, wrist, pointing finger. Depending on the application text and graphic cursor change. Well, just hold on a minute and let me sort out issues on our the issue on the attendance. Please, we want to take the first attendance. You can listen to this code. The code you send to the system is PN5S5. PN5S5. Please, if you don't key it into the system, it won't be recognized as being part of this lecture. For any reasons, please, and for every reason, make sure you do that. We'll continue our lecture. The following 5 techniques are used to carry out various operations when pointing, using pointing device. To move the mouse on top of icon, you point to that icon. Then click to press and release the left button of mouse at once. To press and release, just press and release the left button at once. That's clicking. Then use to open any currently selected icon menu. You double click. To press and release the left button of mouse twice, that's double clicking, then used to open any application or program. These are key important things you should know. We have simultaneous clicking. Press and release left and right button together. It is used in some software package to add some functionality. Drag now. Press the left button down and move the mouse on screen. If you drag the object to the specific place you want it to draw. And when you get to that place, you release the mouse used to move the graphics on screen. Many types of mouse are available, such as mechanical mouse, optical mouse, serial mouse, wireless mouse, which are used for different purposes. Well, we are not going in depth into how those mouse are constructed, but it's sufficient for you at this level to know that we have mouse like mechanical mouse, optical mouse, serial mouse, wireless mouse, which can be used for different purposes. In case of ball, we may need to move it with the left finger. In case of button push, with finger in desired direction of the cursor movement. In case of button press, press finger to up and down, left or right to move the cursor. Advantage of trackball. It takes less desk space, takes less arm movement than mouse. Doesn't require any mouse pads and large area to move the button. Less strain on the wrist. Finger trip control, which may offer some accuracy than mouse. These are just the advantage of using the trackball. An example of a pointing device, our C, is what we have now. Pointing of the view switch. These are basic functional elements, some functional aspects of this trackball joystick. Joystick is a pointing device which works on the same principle as trackball. It contains a stick which is placed on the spherical ball. The stick is used to move the cursor at desired position, left or right, or backwards or forward. It also contains button that is clicked to make selection of currently pointed item. A joystick is similar to a mouse, except that with a mouse, the cursor stops moving as soon as you stop moving the mouse. With a joystick, the pointer continues moving in the direction the joystick is pointing to. To stop the pointer, we must return the joystick to its upright position. Some of the systems using joysticks are aircrafts, UAVs for flight control, motorized wheelchair as input device, microscopes, submarines, security systems, video games. Then joysticks are widely used for video games. And they are popular with video games. What are the advantages of joysticks? It is very easy to learn, to use. Very simple design, so they can be inexpensive. It has a big analog stick in the middle, so it's easier to control. These are the major advantages of a joystick. And we see this. We'll look at this as light pen. Is light pen. It has a magnetic sensor, the electronics, the battery, the still sensor, the force sensor, and the ink cartridge. Can use this to do some writings. Light pen is a pointing device which is used to draw directly on the screen. It is called light pen because it is similar to a pen and senses light. Is an input device in form of light-sensitive stick used in conjunction with CRT display. The light pen allows the user to point out or draw any object on the screen. The user brings the pen to the desired position on the screen and presses the pen button to make contact. It has a switch on the top which allows the user to make contact with the screen. It is useful for drawing or doing graphic works in the program such as AutoCAD, computer-aided design, and several of such applications. An engineer, an architect, or fashion designer can draw directly on the screen whatsoever they want to design. Used in applications such as gaming, graphic art, healthcare applications. Light pen cannot scratch or damage the screen. It will not damage screen when used on the screen. Advantages of light pen. It is less expensive than touch screen. Give the user the full range of mouse capability without the use of paddle and horizontal surface, or cannot scratch or damage screen. Works on any size of this screen. Touch screen. Touch screen is a pointing device. Before we go on to touch screen, that's really Okay. Hmm. I'm clicking B. Timbafe type. Hmm. Okay. Well, can you let me know which applications, what the application to which joystick is applied? Give me the application to which joystick is applied. I want you to supply the answer. Video games, yes. Somebody, airplane simulation, thank you. Um, what are the advantages of trackball? Advantages of trackball. Advantages of trackball. Now, can you define input device? What is input device? What is input device? Input device. What is input device? They are responding. What is the function of input device? Function of input device. Function of input device. They are here. They are responding. We'll be mentioning data in this course. What do you think is data? What is data? What is data? And give example of data. Give example of data. Okay, let's come back to our lecture. We've used that to refresh ourselves a bit. Yeah, touch screen. Touch screen is a pointing device. It is most simple and easiest to learn of all input devices. It allows the user to choose from available options by simply touching with their finger, not figure, please, finger, to the desired icon or menu item display on the computer screen. A touch screen is an electronic virtual display that can detect the presence and location of a touch within the displayed area. The item generally refers to touching the display of the device with a finger or hand. Touch screens are common in devices such as computer, tablets, and smartphone. I'm sure many of us, our Android phone are touch screen. So we can touch here and there to do some work. So we can't say that we don't know what is a touch screen. The touch screen has two main attributes. First, it enables one to interact directly with what is displayed. Secondly, it lets one do so without requiring any intermediate device that will need to be held in the hand. Touch the screen, you can make direct contact with the system without any intermediary, and also without anybody interacting with it. It is very easy to operate, which user can use the system without any formal training. You know that. It may use optical sensor that detect touch of the finger on the screen. Sensors communicate the position of touch to the computer, which interprets the input made by the user. It contains prior sensitive monitor, which are placed inside the base of the computer screen. Prior sensitive monitor contains sensors to measure the monitor's weight Is this an example of social media? Agora. Hmm? Hmm? Sorry for the technical issues we experience. It's as a result of electricity fluctuation. The electricity fluctuated and eventually the machine off. So we are back to our discussion on the touch screen. We were discussing the two main attributes of touch screens. And I've said that first, people want to interact directly with what is displayed, and it let one do so without requiring any intermediate device that will need to be held in the hand before you can interact with the object. Also, when user touch the screen, the change on weight and force transfer down to sensor, which allows the device to detect the location of the touch. This type of monitors require less pressure to transmit the desired input. Touch screens are commonly used in following places: at airports or railway stations, large departmental stores, in large museums or zoo to guide visitors to the location of various attractions. Self-service checkup in ATM machine, in iPhone or PDAs, and also computer-based training. All these use of touch screen, mostly for easy accessibility. That's what the touch screen offers. Any type of touch screen contains three main components. One, a touchscreen sensor panel, which sits above the display to generate appropriate voltage according to where precisely it is touched. B, a touchscreen controller. This processes the signal received from the sensor and translate this touch event data and pass to PC's processor via serial or USB interface. And lastly, a software driver provide an interface to the PC's operating system, which translates the touch event data into mouse event. Touch will offer a tremendous advantage to the computer than any other thing. Let's come to digitizers. Digitizers is an input device used for converting picture, map, drawing into digital form allows one to hand draw images and graphics similar to the way one draws images with a pencil and paper. Also can be used to capture data or handwriting signature. The device consists of a flat surface upon which the user may draw an image using an attached stylus, a pen-like drawing tool. These devices are usually connected via a serial port, placed on the desk and connected to the computer. The digitizer consists of graphic tablets which are associated with stylus. The stylus is like a pen with a button. Stylus connected with a tablet and can press down at any point on the tablet to input at this XY coordinates of that point. It contains hundreds of copper wire forming a grid that receives electric pulse. When stylus moves on tablet, the cursor on screen moves simultaneously, allow user to draw sketches directly and commonly used in computer-aided design by architects and engineers, used in GIS, Geographic Information System, for digitizing maps. Microphone. Microphone is an input device that is used to store the voice data into the computer system. Microphones are a type of transducers, a device which converts energy from one form to another. Microphone converts sound waves into electrical energy. Different types of microphone have different way of converting the wave energy. We see this as an example of microphone. I think almost all of us are very familiar with microphone. We see it used in our religious house, music arena, and different places. All the microphones share one common thing: the diaphragm. Is a thin piece of material such as paper, plastic, or aluminum, which vibrates when it is struck by sound wave. When the diaphragm vibrates, it causes other components in the microphone also to vibrate. These vibrations are converted into an electrical current or electrical signal, which become the audio signal. The microphones are divided into mainly two types. The type of conversion technology they use is what makes the difference. This differs to the technical methods the mic uses to convert sound to electricity. The most common technology are dynamic, condenser, ribbon, and crystal. The type of application they are designed for. Some mics are designed for general use, and others are much specialized purpose. Well, webcam. Webcam is an input device Before we go down in webcam, let's take the second attendance. WH6XP. The code for second attendance WH6XP. WH6XP. Webcam is used to feed the image to a computer on computer network, often via USB or Wi-Fi. Webcam is a hardware camera connected to a computer that allows everyone to connect to internet to view either picture or motion videos. Most webcams or web camera are embedded to display with laptops, computer, or connected with USB or Wi-Fi with computer. Simple webcam consists a digital camera attached to your computer, typically through the USB. The camera part of webcam is just a digital camera. This is just an illustration or example of a webcam. Webcam comes with software which set interval and transfer it to another location of view. Web camera system allows you to use video also. For that, you have camera with high frame rate. Web camera is a digital camera which taking picture over and over again, one after the other. These images are stored images into the physical memory of camera inbuilt. After capture image and store in memory, it reduces this amount of data needed to transmit. Webcam or web camera software takes image and converts data into JPEG, compressing format. Scanner and its type. Scanners are input device. They are capable of entering information directly into the computer. The main advantage of direct entry of information is that users do not have to key in the information. And another advantage is that through scanners, you can input graphic data into the computer system. This provides faster and more accurate data entry. Important types of scanner. Well, we have image scanner. Is an input device which translates paper documents into an electronic format which can be stored in a computer. The input document may be typed, text, picture, graphics, or even handwritten material. There are two types of image scanner. Flatbed scanner. It's like a Xerox machine which consists of box having a glass plate on it, on the top, and a lid to cover the glass plate. The document placed inside the glass plate, and light source is situated below glass plate, which move horizontally from left to right and scan documents line by line. We have this as an example of a scanner. handheld scanner. It contains a set of light-emitting diodes encased in small case, which can be conveniently held in hand. To scan a document, the scanner is slowly dragged on the document. The scanner has to be dragged carefully and steadily, otherwise, the document may not scan appropriately. Use when higher accuracy is not required for the document. Optical scanner, OMR, we refer to it as optical mark reader. OMR is a device that is capable of recognizing specified type of mark made by pencil or pen. The object mark reader, the optical mark reader, is a device which can detect the presence or absence of a mark on paper. The OMR recognizes the mark by focusing a light on the paper, being scanned, and detect the reflected light pattern from the mark. The present mark is detected due to intensity of light being reflected from the mark. Pencil marks made with soft lead pencil reflect the light, which allows the OMR to determine which response are marked. OMR is used in reading answer sheets and questionnaires. Advantage: speedy and accurate to generate results, cheap in cost. Disadvantage: may not have the ability to read some character. Erasing or cancellation is not possible, and good quality, expensive paper is required. OCR, optical character reader device. OCR capable of recognizing alphabet and number printed on paper. It can also capable of recognizing shape and identify character directly from source of document. It is always used with character recognized software. Convert bitmaps images of character to equivalent ASCII code. First, create bitmap image, documents, and OCR software translate into ASCII code, which computer interprets letter, symbol, or number. The type of document must be typed using OCR forms. The software designed to recognize the standard OCR-A, American standard, or OCR-B, the European standards. Advantage: speed entry of data, accept wide range of fonts using ordinary mark. Disadvantage: expensive, scan properly only if the character are standard size. Dusty paper can't be scanned properly. Magnetic ink character recognition. Magnetic ink character recognition uses special ink which can be magnetized to print character that can then be read and decoded by special magnetic device. The common is E13B font is used to write this special kind of check. E13B font contains 0 to 9 number and 4 symbols. Detection of character is a two-step process. Check First, readers reads the data on check and sort the check for distribution for further processing. The reading section is used to sense and identify the magnetic character as they pass through. Magnetized character are read by the head. Mic is used in banks for checks. It uses special ink that can be magnetized. Advantage: speedy data entry, accurate output. Folded or roughly handled check are also scanned with the same accuracy. Disadvantage: mics require software, and two, limited funds are used. So used in banking industry only. Barcode reader. Data can be coded in form of online, which are known as barcodes. Barcodes represent the alphanumeric data by combination of vertical lines which contain different widths and spacing between them. The barcode reader is a device which are used to recognize barcode data. It scans the barcode image and convert it into alphanumeric value and fed to the system. It uses laser beam technology. Laser stroke across the pattern of bar, which sensed by light sensitive decoder, and the reflection of light pattern are converted into electrical pulse, which converted into alphanumeric value. Various barcodes are available for different use. Most common is UPC, Universal Product Code. It contains 10 digits. First 5 identify the manufacturer name, and remaining identify a specific product. These are the input devices that we have been able to capture and that can be presented in this lecture. We may come across some textbooks that will give us some other input devices, but these are sufficient for our information at this time. Before we go, the last code of our attendance, DFK 7D. DFK 7D. We can submit that before the lecture answer. Thank you, and God bless you. What you send the? What you send the? Oh. Yeah. Oh, sorry.